Sometimes the people who look the most blessed on the outside, stable job, good family, comfortable life, are the ones battling the heaviest anxiety inside. It doesn't make sense at first. You tell yourself, I should be happy. I have no real problems, so why do I still feel this tightness in my chest? That confusion is where the real suffering begins. Anxiety hits hardest when you believe you have no right to feel it. And that's why this lesson from Buddhist psychology, Sankarodaka, is so powerful. It explains a type of suffering that doesn't come from chaos, accidents, or loss, but from the pressure of holding yourself together every single day. It's the quiet exhaustion of acting strong, keeping everything stable, being the responsible one, the successful one, the one everyone can rely on. On the surface, life looks peaceful, but inside, the mind is overloaded with expectations, self-judgment, suppressed emotions, and unconscious fears. This video takes you deep into that internal world. We'll explore why anxiety appears even when life is good, how hidden mental formations shape your emotional reactions, and why high-functioning people often crumble silently while smiling publicly. You'll learn how your mind stores old patterns like knots, how those knots tighten under stress, and how Sankarodaka reveals a path for loosening them. Most importantly, this video will show you that there is nothing wrong with you. You're not weak, ungrateful, or broken. You're simply carrying more than you realize, and your mind is trying to communicate with you. If you've been struggling silently, feeling confused about why anxiety follows you even in peaceful moments, this journey will help you finally understand what is happening beneath the surface, and how to free yourself with clarity, compassion, and calm. Most people don't realize they're living inside an invisible prison, a prison built not of walls, but of judgment. Every day, we adjust our words, our expressions, our dreams, all because of what someone might think. We rehearse conversations in our minds, replay small mistakes, and imagine how others saw us. The truth is, this constant monitoring destroys our confidence. You start living for the world, not for yourself. Stoic philosophy begins with one simple but life-changing realization: you cannot control the thoughts inside someone else's mind. Their opinions don't belong to you. Their judgments don't define you. The more you chase approval, the more you lose your own voice. Freedom begins when you stop performing and start being. And once you understand that most people are too busy thinking about themselves to focus on you, you'll feel something strange. Relief. This chapter sets the foundation for everything ahead, because until you see the prison clearly, you can't break out of it. Epictetus taught a rule that can transform your life in a single moment. Some things are under your control. Everything else is not. When you deeply understand this, the fear of judgment collapses. You control your character, your effort, your honesty, your discipline, but you do not control how others react, misunderstand, or interpret you. We suffer because we confuse these two. Imagine someone criticizes you. You feel pain not because of their words, but because you believe their opinion must be managed. The Stoic divide frees you. Once you accept that reactions are outside your command, you stop wasting your energy trying to be liked. You speak more clearly. You live more boldly. You walk your path without waiting for applause. Life becomes lighter. Your decisions become sharper. And you realize something powerful. Peace comes when you focus only on what belongs to you and release everything that doesn't. This single shift is the Stoic foundation of confidence, clarity, and inner authority. One of psychology's most important discoveries is something the Stoics understood centuries ago. People think about you far less than you imagine. This is called the spotlight effect, the illusion that everyone is paying attention to your mistakes, flaws, or imperfections. In reality, most people are too busy dealing with their own insecurities to notice yours. That moment you tripped, they forgot. The time you said something awkward, they moved on. But you keep replaying it in your mind as if the world is still watching. When you understand the spotlight effect, your anxiety drops instantly. You stop overthinking your appearance, your voice, your actions. You start showing up without fear. Stoics call this freedom from unnecessary suffering. Every time you feel judged, remind yourself, others are not focused on you, they're focused on themselves. when you finally see how little people really notice. You stop living in performance mode and start living with authenticity. They make you steady when opinions shift like wind. The more you practice living according to your values, honesty, courage, discipline, kindness, the more grounded you become. External approval loses its power. You begin to act from your inner authority, not from the audience around you, and the world responds differently too. People respect those who live with authenticity. The irony is that the less you try to impress others, the more they naturally respect you. This chapter is about reclaiming your identity, dropping the mask, choosing your principles, and living from your center, not from the crowd's expectations. Stoic freedom is not about isolation or indifference, it's about living with intention instead of fear. When you combine the Stoic principles, you've learned controlling what's yours, letting go of the rest, understanding the spotlight effect, rejecting performance. You step into a new version of yourself. You stop hesitating. You stop apologizing for existing. You walk with a calm confidence because your peace is no longer in someone else's hands. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It's not death we fear, but never beginning to truly live." Most people never truly live because they're trapped in the minds of others. But you don't have to be one of them. Stoic freedom means living by your values, speaking your truth, and walking your path even when misunderstood. Especially when misunderstood. Because the goal is not to be liked. The goal is to be free. And when you reach this level of inner independence, you realize something beautiful. You were always enough. You just needed to release the opinions that made you forget it.